please try and go see it in the theater when it's out. I'm so happy the Picture House is gonna be having it in November.
You're the only one on stage with the Monsignor at the time of his killing. You're the only one at that church who hated his guts.
The spirit really moved him today, huh?
So tell me, what the hell happened?
Hi Ryan, I'm Lucy. I'm from Picture House Cinemas. I guess to start off with, tonight you are opening the London Film Festival with Wake Up Dead Man. You are taking it to the Royal Festival Hall, 2,500 people. You premiered in Toronto last month. How's it been introducing the film to audiences?
I mean, it's pretty wonderful. It's going to be great tonight also because, it's wonderful showing these movies in London for a lot of different reasons. It's, just because of the genre, because all of this kind of comes out of my love of the golden age of detective fiction, which was really born here in London. But also, we shot this movie in London. We actually shot the movie at Leavesden Studios and then at a few different locations. So it's kind of going to be a hometown crowd. It's going to be fun.
I think audiences and fans of the other two films are going to be so delighted by this film. But it does sort of take on a really exciting new tone in a lot of ways. Ryan, this movie's scary. I was clapping my hand to my mouth like a cartoon.
My God,
We've
be careful. Careful.
This brilliant Gothic influence. Can you tell me, when you started working on the film, what was that corner of the genre, this massive, expansive genre that you wanted to dive into for this film?
Yeah, well, I'm really glad to hear that. I'll take all the hand clapping on the amount that I can get. Yeah, that's a good sign. That's one of the things and it's one of the reasons that I feel like I've enjoyed making all these movies, and I could probably keep doing it, is because there's so many different types of murder mystery, and there's so many different types, not just of solutions or plots or whatever, but there's so many different types of kind of subgenres. And so, the last one, Glass Onion, was kind of a big vacation comedy, and this one, we're kind of going to the origin of the mystery genre, which people will usually attribute to Edgar Allan Poe, actually. Kind of created the first true fictional detective and that type of story. And so it's a little creepier, and it's a little gothic, and it's set in a big stone church, and there are graveyards, and there are jump scares, and that was a really fun thing. And so that's also why I'm excited to put it in front of a big audience. You can cook that stuff up in the edit room all you want, but until you see a whole audience full of people reacting to it, that's what it's all about,
Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe, I think, also gets that credit for the sort of one of the first locked room mysteries, which is, I guess, sort of another classic murder that we get to...
Murder in the Rue Morgue, yeah, which I won't spoil the solution of, even though it's a very fun solution to spoil, because when you say the solution to that mystery, people are like, really? That's how the murderer did? Wow. That's another kind of little subset of the genre that we get into with this one, is the impossible crime or the locked door mystery, which is a real challenge to do and is something I kind of wanted to tackle with this movie. Poe did it. There's an author who was writing around the same time as Agatha Christie, but he's never been as widely read as her, named John Dixon Carr, who we name check in the movie quite a bit. And he's one of my favorite authors. He created one of my favorite detectives, Dr. Gideon Fell, who's a terrific character, and he kind of specialized in the impossible crime, creating these little puzzles, like a body is found in the middle of a clay tennis court after a rain, and there are no tracks leading out to the body, and it's strangled. How was he killed? Things like that. And so this movie kind of takes a cue off of that, and tries its hand at it. Yeah.
Everyone thinks I did it. I didn't do it.
This goes way beyond normal police work. This is something you and I have not experienced. A perfectly impossible crime.
And it's an exciting opportunity then for our detective. Daniel Craig back as the incomparable Benoit Blanc. I love that our relationship with him as an audience kind of evolves through every film. He shows up in Knives Out as this kind of legend who's a little bit at arm's distance and always one step ahead. And then Glass Onion, we get this more vulnerable side. He's more involved with the case. We're going through it with him. And then this film, again, our sort of relationship with him shifts a little more. How did you want to evolve our kind of impression of this enigmatic figure.
Well, that makes me really happy the way you described it, because that's kind of the goal for us is for, I don't know, I feel like it's not a series of films about Benoit Blanc. It's a series of mysteries. It should be like a series of books on your shelf, and you love each one of them for a different reason. And that means to me that Blanc, is a big, important part of the movies, but he's there to function in the story. And so whatever his journey is going to be, whatever his growth is going to be, it's going to be really specific to that story. And so I think you characterized it really well in terms of his place in all three of the movies. And in this one, I mean, it's because the movie is kind of about faith, and the main character, played by Josh O'Connor, Father Judd, is a man of faith and is is very pure in that sense. And Blanc is very much the opposite. He's very much he is not a believer. He's very cynical about the church, but he and Josh's character need to form kind of a friendship and a bond to get through the movie together. So in that way, Blanc maybe has the biggest kind of personal journey in this movie, I think. It's about him not necessarily reconciling with faith, but wrestling with it in his relationship with this guy he really likes, who he's trying to get off the hook for murder.
And I mean, the detective is the engine, but the murder mystery is an ensemble piece. Your casts for these films have been incredible. I almost don't want to go into it too much, because I think part of the joy is kind of unspooling the characters in the theatre. But how do you begin to go about putting together a cast like this?
You just start one character at a time. I mean, I typically don't write with actors in mind, so I'll just try and write good characters, and then we go out and see who's available. But it feels like we just kind of keep getting lucky. I mean, and I've been so fortunate with these movies. I mean, working with people, like in the first movie, working with Christopher Plummer, working with people like I had always wanted to work with Janelle Monáe in the second one, and Edward Norton, and just Kate Hudson. I mean, all of them, every single one. In this one, I mean, Glenn Close is somebody who was just a bucket list thing for me of I want to work with this person at some point. And I won't rattle off all the rest of the actors, but every single one of them.
It's tempting. I think we could go through the whole conversation.
I know.
I mean, we have to specifically bring up Josh O'Connor, though, who I think is just in this incredible, like, stratospheric, very deserved rise. Such a skilled actor. Yeah. And the film really puts a lot of, faith in him and his ability to carry it. I'd just love to know what about his qualities as a performer really drew you to him for this role.
Well, Daniel had known Josh. I don't think he had worked with him, but socially had known him, and he knew him through Luca. Because Luca directed Challengers. So Josh was kind of new to me, so I sat down and watched. Luca showed us Challengers, and it was my favorite movie of that year.
Yeah, me too.
It was so good, and Josh just kind of jumped off the screen. And then I saw La Chimera, and what just how incredible he was in both those parts, and how different both those parts were. And I'd seen him in The Crown. I was just like, okay, this is an actor trained with just an incredible toolbox at his disposal. But also, he has that thing of just like, as an audience member, you just attach empathy to him immediately. And he reaches out through the screen. And I just had a sense that, if we can get him, he would be so great in this. And he tore it up, man. He really dove into it. Yeah. And it's also just the loveliest dude in the world, which is always important for us, you know? Yeah.
It is time to discover what this flock of wicked wolves is hiding.
There's some Scooby-Doo shit going on here.
Scooby-Doo.
Excuse me for asking, but I would like to know if what Jeremy Renner made of his Reading hot sauce.
Reading hot. He was really cool about it. So in Glass Onion, the last one, we had just a little gag where Jeremy Renner had a branded hot sauce.
It does become quite plot relevant.
It's very important. It ends up being very important. The hot sauce ends up playing into it, and but I called him at the time and was just like, or I texted him and called him and was just like, I just want to make sure you're cool with this. I think it's respectful. I think it's funny. And
then he said, "You making another one of these?"
Yeah. No, I actually, when it came around to doing it, and I was thinking about the character of Dr. Nat. I mean, Jeremy's also, he's a terrific actor who I've been looking for a way to work with for a while. But it is weird that he was Jeremy Renner in the last one, and this one he's just playing a character. And so I guess there's a world where Dr. Nat in this one is a fan of Jeremy Renner's hot sauce. And the second one, I guess, you don't want to start doing the math with this. It'll fry your brain like an egg. Yeah.
There's something there. You're a writer-director. You craft this mystery from the beginning, and I'm really interested in that process of mystery crafting. I know you work a lot in notebooks, specifically a discontinued Moleskine.
I do.
line.
Yes, they just. I just bought a new one yesterday, so I was so excited because I'm like, so I use the small size Moleskine, and I use what they used to call the sketchbook, which has the thicker paper, so that there's no bleed through, and they discontinued them, and I started hoarding them on eBay. I have like 50 of these like at home, and then I was in the store and I'm like, oh, they brought it back, and then I just flipped my first one open, and it's a little different. It's thicker paper, it's rougher, and it's 10 less pages, and it doesn't have. These are the things that when you worked in these for years, you're like, it doesn't have the little string where you can mark your place in it. So I don't know.
You have this huge collection.
I know.
Going
I'm gonna
back
just
and...
start. Yeah, I'm just gonna start using my collection, I think.
Yeah.
But yes, I work in notebooks, and I do that just for me. I kind of learned how to write very structurally, and so that's how I always start. And especially with a movie like this, I spend a lot of time. Like I'll spend the first 80% of the process getting it so I can just draw a line on the page and kind of mark out how the whole story is going to go. And once I spend a year getting that right, then I can sit down and actually type the script. So it's a nightmare.
You've shared in the past some of the drawings that you've done when you're sort of
good.
storyboarding out your film,
Yeah.
which are so lovely. It's these very simple drawings,
You're
but
very
really
sweet.
but they convey the essence of the film so well, and I love
Yeah.
that comparison of this initial drawing versus the finished product. Do you have any drawings like that for this?
Oh my God!
Will you
Well,
show
this is
us?
actually the first movie in a long while where I storyboarded every frame, actually.
Wow,
or I
really?
storyboarded every shot. So, yeah, because we had enough prep, and I just decided to do it. And so, yeah, I have the drawings of the whole movie. They're indecipherable. They're ridiculous. And I've done so many of them. You would think I would get better at drawing, and I feel like I've gone worse, actually.
I think
So-
the people need to see.
Oh my
That's
God!
all I'll say about that.
Dear. I apologize, people.
Now, in the week I'm talking to you at Picture House, we're running a retrospective of your 6 previous
excited.
films.
I'm
Yeah, you're
so
joining us in
excited.
person. We're
I
doing the
know.
first 2 Knives Out films.
Yeah.
I'll be watching The Last Jedi with you tomorrow
Oh,
night,
that's
which
exciting.
I can't begin to talk about how excited I am. What does it mean to you, though, to come back to your old work and see that people still want to come out for these films, discover them, see them in the cinema?
It's absolutely incredible. I was so phenomenally touched when Picture House reached out about doing that, and also very nervous. Like, are people going to show up? It's I don't know. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, each one of these movies is such a. It's weird for me. The movies are really a chunk of my life, and when I think about the movies, I think about the experience of making them and the people that I was with, places we were at, and so the movies are personal, both in terms of what's on the screen, but also for me, it's the equivalent of a year in school that you remember and all the things you connect with that, and so to be able to revisit it in the context of an audience and the fact that people still are interested in seeing them, it's incredibly touching. It's so cool.
And I think people attach those memories to the films as audience members as well. I was going to say to you, I worked in a cinema during COVID and the pandemic and the lockdowns.
Yeah.
And the first time we could come back after a lockdown, we had to boot everything up, test the projectors and the sound. We put Knives Out on.
Oh, no
and that
kidding.
was the first film that we all watched back together in
That's
that
amazing.
environment.
That's so cool.
We're so excited to bring this film to cinemas in November, to Picture House. What is the experience you hope that they have in the film in the dark?
I just hope people get to see it with a great audience who's excited to be there. I mean, we calibrate these movies, whether they're bigger, broader comedies like Glass Onion, whether they're a little scarier like this one. We always just, for me, these movies first and foremost are entertainments that you can kind of go with the whole family, from the kids to the grandparents together, and all have a really good time at the theater. Because that's what, I mean, for me, the original Death on the Nile and the original Murder on the Orient Express, those movies, the adaptations back in the early 80s, late 70s, those are my memories, is sitting and laughing my butt off with my whole family. And So I hope you get a good crowd, and please try and go see it in the theater when it's out. I'm so happy the Picture House is gonna be having it in November.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure to get to talk to you.
That's
I have
great,
to ask
Lucy.
you one last question because I'll die if I don't.
Please.
Presented without context, but you know.
All right.
What is Benoit Blanc's favourite Andrew Lloyd Webber show? And do you think he prefers Andrew Lloyd Webber to his canonical friend, the late great Stephen Sondheim?
Well, this is an excellent question. I think he has Sondheim's posters up on the wall. I think he has all of Sondheim's albums laid out. I think that he quotes Sondheim. But as we saw in this movie, in his car, he's blasting Skimbleshanks, the railway cat.
He's the cat of the railway
He's the
train.
cat of the railway train. There's a whisper down the line at 11:39. I could do the entire song. I won't.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So I think there's with all of us, we have our posters up, and then we have what we blast in our car. And I'm a very big Andrew Lloyd Webber fan. I grew up as a musical theater kid. Phantom and Les Mis were kind of the two orbiting planets of my adolescent years in the theater. And so anyway, I love Andrew Lloyd Webber's musicals, and Sondheim had some great time, and then the last ones, I'm very happy this one's Andrew's getting his spot.
Well, hopefully we'll see him backstage at some production
We'll see,
someday.
man.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Thanks so much, Ryan.
Thanks, Lucy. It was a great conversation.